Hey fellow agents, this is Agent Smith and we are playing Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within. This will be the 17th episode, and we've done some research around. I was checking to see what we have. We still have this new place to us. We still have this old place here, New Schwanstein in Beirut, as well as this guy who actually we just spoke to, Starnberger Sea. So we'll go over there and talk to him because we just got off the phone with him and we'll kind of make it direct if we can. And if all else fails, man, it's a big old church opening area.
It's a memorial chapel.
Okay, can I go to it?
It's a
Is this guy not here? I mean, I might have gotten to him too early. What's that out there? Middle of the lake.
This is where he died. You must be Grace. Herr Dahlmeier.
Hello.
Joseph. I didn't mean to startle you. I wanted you to see it.
Love that 80s, 90s hair.
I feel him here the most, you know, more than at the castle. So, what did you want to know?
Everything.
Professor Barclay says your hobby is Ludwig.
Yes. He was the last real king that Bavaria had. As a Bavarian and a history buff, well, that's enough to hook me right there.
But there's more, right?
He was a romantic, you know. A dreamer. And he was misunderstood, maligned.
Sounds like you can relate.
Maligned to
Hell, I have it easy. At least I live in the 1990s. And not
That's right,
every
it's the
eye in the
90s.
country is on me. But yes, I can relate.
That was random.
You know about Ludwig's diary, right?
Of course.
How can I get my hands on it?
I'm sorry. I have been trying myself for 5 years. They keep it locked up tight in the Royal Archives and they don't let it out. They must think it contains things that will hurt his image.
They won't let anyone see it, not ever?
Only one person outside of the government ever got to see it, a biographer, Sir Richmond Chapel. He had friends among the German royals and they let him look at it.
Did you ever try to contact Chapel? Pick his brain?
No, and I don't believe I never thought of that. If you do and you find out anything, you must share.
It's a promise.
I will do. I will do. Let's
Tell
get
me
to
about Ludwig.
where to begin.
I don't know where to start. There's so much.
Of course.
Politically, the most significant thing about Ludwig II was that he signed over independent Bavarian statehood to Prussia in 1870. Bavaria became a part of United Germany, and Ludwig became a figurehead prince under the Prussian Kaiser.
Why do you think he did that?
Bavaria had been involved in the 100 Years' War. People were tired of fighting. Prussia's push to unite the German states made some amount of sense. Still, Ludwig must have had other options. At the very least, he should have negotiated better terms.
So what was the real reason?
He was manipulated by Bismarck. At least that's what I think, anyway.
And continue.
What about Ludwig personally?
Ooh, that was in 2 audio voices just in the
You'll
one
find
word.
2 perspectives on Ludwig. The view the tourists get is the romantic ideal, Ludwig the tormented loner. Then there is the historian's point of view. Ludwig was plagued with guilt over his sexual orientation and was driven mad with self-loathing.
But I take it you're not buying either point of view.
Well, it's all too convenient, isn't it? That he was a devout Catholic, there is no question, and I'm sure there were pressures on him to be normal. But he was no prude. He loved Byron. Yes. Philosophy, the French court. If anything, Ludwig was too much an egomaniac. He didn't give a damn what anyone thought. And besides, he didn't try to hide any of his relationships. If he suffered from anything in his romantic life, it was disillusionment. No one loved him back as purely as he himself loved.
Well, he was putting most of his interest in men.
Well,
No
if it
man
wasn't
was willing to
sexual
take him
guilt that
back, so...
tormented him, What was it?
Werewolfism. Werewolfery, as they said.
His diary was filled with self-guilt, but I'm sure it's not about that. If I knew, I'd write my own book, set the record straight, so to speak.
That would be good for him. Career helping.
Have you read anything about Ludwig's midnight sleigh rides?
Oh, would that have been something? To be out at night and suddenly see him sweep by with his entourage?
That would be the
They say
scariest
night
thing you
ran
ever
to
saw
think
if you
of
saw it
Ludwig,
back
and
then.
that being outdoors and the rushing feeling of the sleigh calmed him down. Sometimes even the sleigh wasn't enough. He would stop in some remote woods, order his servants to stay put, and go wandering off by himself for hours. It drove the servants crazy.
I'm telling you, he is the Black Wolf.
Tell me about Bismarck.
As direct descendants of von Glauer.
He was the Prussian Kaiser's chancellor. Not a nice man. Bismarck had a reputation for learning people's weaknesses and manipulating them. It's a matter of record that he had spies on Ludwig's staff. He may even have had a henchman even closer to the king. And he was involved in the conspiracy to declare Ludwig insane.
And the Black Wolf?
Did you find out anything about the Black Wolf?
I did. I'd read about him before, but I hadn't realized that was who you were talking about. His name was Godin, Paul Godin. I found a reference to his being called the Black Wolf after you telephoned.
I've never heard of him. Who was he?
Godin lived on the fringes of the Prussian court. He was handsome, charming, dangerous, or so they say. He was variously rumored to have been a foreign prince, a Prussian spy, even an assassin. Since you were interested in him, I found out some things that are probably true. It said he came from abroad in the mid-1800s, but claimed high German blood.
Do you know where he came from?
No. And he was ruthlessly ambitious. He
Okay.
probably found out who held the power, Bismarck, and offered his services. Bismarck was a good judge of talent, of that sort anyway.
Oh. Speaking of Bismarck, let's talk more about the Black Wolf.
What else do you know about Godin?
He must have done something remarkable.
Yeah.
Bismarck was not a generous man. He liked to string people along with promises, but rarely came through. He did for Godin, though. He gave him a royal title and lands in 1863. And that was the last reference I found to him.
Well, how could he just disappear?
It's not that unusual. Back then, when you were given a title, you usually changed your name and moved to a place where no one knew your past, so you could act with impunity. Or be a pompous ass and get away with it.
Yeah, that's what you do. You get too much power, you can't stay amongst people who used to know you.
Is there any way to find out what Godin was called after he got his title?
Is it that critical?
It might be.
Well, you could send away for a copy of the entitlement deed, assuming it has been destroyed during one of the wars. Godin's new name would be on it. But you would need a research permit from the government to access those records, and they can be very hard to get. A lot of red tape.
Great.
Stopped at every turn, you are.
What do you know about Ludwig's hunting accident?
A couple of years ago, I was introduced to this great old man, a real old world farmer. Well, his grandfather was Richard Horning, Ludwig's equestrian. Oh, he told some great Ludwig stories. Sometimes I get lucky.
She leaned over all crazy.
Anyway, he said that after the hunting accident, Ludwig got terribly ill, that he had a fever and was acting crazy. They were afraid that the wolf had been carrying a disease or that the bite had gone septic.
A wolf,
Wolf?
bit him?
Yeah, it's not so unusual. There were a lot of wolves in the Alps back then. The servants were really worried, but Ludwig recovered, physically anyway. Horning's grandfather said it was the fever that broke Ludwig's mind, that he was worse than ever after that.
What do you mean Ludwig got worse after the accident?
Dude, he got bit by something, probably had rabies or something
Ludwig always
crazy.
had been a very private person. But after the accident, he got darker, more crazy. Towards the end, he was even forcing his servants to enter his chambers bent over so they couldn't see his face.
Huh.
Horning's grandfather said his temper was fearsome. He would fly into a rage at the least mistake.
Must have been terrified of him.
Yes, well, Horning's grandfather felt sorry for Ludwig.
Did he actually have
Ludwig hated
werewolfism?
his own
Or was he
violence.
just a
He was
lycanthrope?
always giving gifts
Diseased.
to his servants to apologize.
Ooh, boy.
You mentioned that there were other reasons why Ludwig's servants feared him.
Ah, that's another of Horning's mysteries. There's a story about Neuschwanstein. Apparently, there was a period of time of 2 or 3 months when Wagner would come and visit him.
Wagner?
There. Yeah. The two would lock themselves in the Singers' Hall. Horning's grandfather said the sounds that came from there were awful. Well, the servants had superstitious minds anyway. Some of them quit over it, just walked away.
What kind of sounds?
That would do
Horning's
it.
grandfather called them heartbreaking and ungodly. Maybe it was Wagner trying to sing.
Thank you.
I guess that's all for
Ooh,
now.
man, that was a whole lot
Thanks
of
for your
exposition.
help.
It's my pleasure. And if you ever want to talk again, just give me a call. I'll meet you down.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah, if I have to.
Bye.
I expect that we're mostly done here, but you never know.
This is where they found Ludwig's body.
Hornbairn.
I wonder what it felt like under there.
You're gonna find out in your dreams.
I wonder what it felt like under there.
Like drowning, probably. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and head back to the map now and see if we can get going to another one of these locations. Let's see about checking out Beirut real quick and see if there's any new information there.
Grüß Gott.
Guten Tag. Ist das die Wagner Museum?
Yeah, you're an American, aren't you? I'm
You're an
afraid
American
it's
honky.
closed this time of year. It will be open next month.
Crap.
You are interested in Wagner?
Very interested. Very recently very interested.
Yeah. Most of the house is closed for cleaning, but a few rooms are open.
Oh.
I shouldn't let you probably, but if it is only you, you are alone, aren't you?
Endlessly.
Haha, he's trying to get in your pants. Watch out, girl.
Come in and look over.
That's very generous. What do I owe you?
Georg Immerding. It's only a few displays. Besides, I wouldn't be much of a shining knight if I charged you.
Thanks, Georg. My name is Grace.
Hello. Have a good time.
There you go. He gonna get that booty. That's what he's trying to do. Only a few rooms. Oh, Lord. Alright. Well, it looks like we got a bit more exploration to do. I have like 2 more museums I'm going to have to go through. So I'll take a quick look in here and see what we can find. If there's anything crazy.
Wagner's piano. On this piano, the maestro composed his later operas, including The Ring.
I didn't know he did the soundtrack to that movie. I'm just kidding. I'm not dumb. Richard Wagner.
Richard Wagner.
And Franz Liszt.
Franz Liszt, composer and Cosima Wagner's father.
Huh. Oh.
This must be a model of Wagner's own theater, here in Bayreuth.
Bayreuth. I would say Beirut, but whatever.
Opera costumes. Opera costumes.
Cool.
These look like production designs. These look like
Lots of them, too. Well, the rooms are not too big, I guess, so I'll take a quick zip around here, maybe find something interesting. Here's a Ludwig one.
the great patron himself.
We'll click through and
Ludwig
see.
as the classical Greek hero.
People really loved him.
Ludwig's death mask.
They have a lot of those?
July 1882. Great and beloved king. Monsieur Beaujolais and I have finished the diagram. We checked the figures many times and Monsieur is confident that it will work. 8 identical fixtures are to be made from the diagram and placed in the theater exactly as specified. I'm sending the diagram with your courier. Be full of hope and have courage. All will be well. Your own, Wagner.
What's this one?
June 10th, 1881, Munich residence. Great friend. I am writing to you in the middle of the night. My blood is pounding too wildly for sleep. Tonight's performance, how can I describe it? I am unsure whether to be terrified or thrilled. Perhaps I even feel hopeful. If it is hope, you have given it to me, my friend, for the first time in years. We must speak. Something happened during the music tonight, but I must have your absolute confidence. As you love me, come at once. Your devoted king, Ludwig.
Yeah, he must have really liked his work.
A portrait given as a gift from Ludwig to Wagner.
Portrait of himself. A lot of pictures of himself. He loved himself so much.
An old sofa. The death of Wagner. On Ash Wednesday, 1883, Wagner suffered a heart attack in a Venetian gondola on the way to Saint Michel. His wife and the gondolier carried him into a church where he regained consciousness. Wagner died 4 days later on this sofa.
Ooh, creepy.
It's a letter from a Monsieur Beaujolais, dated September 1881. Looks like he's discussing acoustics and sound waves. And wasn't Wagner's Bayreuth Theater already built? Why would Wagner be worrying about acoustics? It looks like an architectural drawing of a theater. The Wittelsbacher Theater, München.
It's not much easier to see.
Every square inch is measured.
Close up. Well, you gotta know your acoustics. What's this room? Oh, I already went to this one. Exit this room. Exit this one. Oh, is it just go around in a circle?
Grace Nakamura.
Oh, I don't want to talk to myself. It sure does. Goes around in a circle. Perfect. Okay, well, that's all of this place. That was quicker than I thought. Thank you so much.
What are you doing here if the museum is closed?
Give him a quick conversation.
They always like to have a caretaker here. It's a good job for me. I can soak in the atmosphere of the maestro while I compose.
What are you composing?
This? Oh, a new arrangement. One of Wagner's pieces.
For the Bayreuth Opera?
No. I am only a student at the university. I study music, composition, conducting.
Would be cool if you were, though.
Is there much of a call for conductors in Europe?
Ask my brother. He is the conductor for the Munich Opera.
Well, that's convenient. Does that mean you get free opera tickets?
Yes. I get a week's pass to the Opernfestspiele, the opera festival in Munich. It starts in a few months.
Hope I'm still around to see it.
Would
Come
you
with me
like
if
to
you
go?
like. If you're
Yeah,
still
pimping.
around,
That guy's a
go
pimp.
backstage and all sorts of things.
I'd love that. If I'm still in Germany, I'll call you, all right?
Yeah, good.
He, still trying to get in your pants, Nick Grace. Be careful about that.
Tell me about Wagner.
Where to
He
start?
was a character. He spent most of his life trying to convince rich patrons to subsidize his work. Unfortunately, he had expensive tastes. You see, he believed that someone of his genius deserved to live well. Can't argue with that.
But Ludwig II supported him, didn't he?
Yeah, sure.
Somewhat.
Ludwig came along very late in Wagner's life. By then, he had already been run out of Venice and most major cities because of debt. Ludwig saved him. And the music.
Did you
Best
ever
thing Ludwig ever
lean
did.
away from the microphone again?
Do you know anything about that letter from Wagner to Ludwig in the display case? The one about the diagram?
Ah,
Or the diagram sitting right across from
No.
it?
some sort of equipment for Ludwig's theater. But I don't know why Wagner would have cared about this.
Yes.
If he was worried about any theater, you would think it would have been his own theater, here, in Bayreuth.
Maybe that has something to do with all this.
Have you ever heard about the letter that Ludwig wrote to the Munich conductor in 1882 telling him to prepare for a new Wagner opera?
You're full of surprises for an American.
What do you know about it?
No one knows anything about it. It's like a treasure map, you know? It's probably a complete fairy tale, but It does make you wonder.
And even if you found
You
it
have
and
no
found a
idea
new
what it could
Wagner,
refer to? Maybe something
would
that
probably
Wagner
not
was
like it.
working on with Ludwig?
yeah.
If there was, there's no trace of it. Except perhaps in the dreams of unemployed music students.
Yeah, I bet so. Yeah, you wouldn't want to. I mean, it would just give
Wagner
you.
souvenirs. Don't think I need any of those.
That's it.
Wagner.
Okay. Ooh. What's this? What's this inside of this glass case?
What's that book in the case?
Cosima Wagner's journal is locked up for preservation.
Of course. I'm stealing your journal.
I don't have anything to ask Georg about at the moment.
Quick, take it and run. Alright. Well, that was that place. I don't think there's much else I can do with it right now, but that's fine. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna give my own video a thumbs up. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to know what we're doing when the next episodes come out. I mean, by now you would know I make them daily, but either way, we still need to check out Neuschwanstein and probably Ehrenschemisi. Anyway, I can't say the names in some of these places, so Shishop and all of the other ones. Looks like every place still seems to have some interest in us, so. But in the next one, we're going to focus on this and see where we go from there based on how long it takes to go through the whole castle, so. Anyway, like I said, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Hey, fellow agents, don't forget to like and subscribe by clicking the button in the center of the screen. You can also find the last video by clicking the button to the left, and you can take a look at some of the other stuff I've done by clicking the button to the right. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good day.